Can we talk about this background? Oh my god, I think I'm gonna start filming more videos here. There's not enough coffee in the world to get me through this topic. Hey friends, it's your good friend Tim Campbell-Smith, digital marketing teacher, trainer, and speaker, and today we're going to talk about how digital marketers are using ChatGPT. If you're unfamiliar, ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence tool that basically scours the internet, the public internet, for information, and then is able to put it together in different written formats, and sometimes to create art as well. I've linked it here, but you can watch my video on how ChatGPT can be navigating the educational system, because I'm constantly thinking about that as a teacher, but I'm also a marketer, and there's a lot of discussion about how we can use ChatGPT in marketing. And today we're going to go over how it's being used and some limitations. Before we go too far, make sure to like and subscribe for all things digital marketing, training, and speaking. Okay, so again, quick summary, ChatGPT, it's basically this artificial intelligence platform that you can give it a lot of different instructions, like write me a lesson plan, or tell me about this, or write an essay. And it scours the public internet, kind of jumbles it all together in a blender, and then spits out what you want. And then you can build on it and give it more commands. For example, you could say, what is included in a digital marketing strategy? And it would tell you. And then you would say, can you show me an example for McDonald's? And it would.
Please know, I would totally screenshot and share this and share what it looks like in action, but at the time of recording, ChatGPT is so huge in the news, the servers are overwhelmed, and nobody's getting access to it anymore. You just can't access ChatGPT, or you have to hope that you're accessing it and a user has stopped using it. It's bananas.
But let's get into ways that it's being used in digital marketing. There's a few different ways that it's being used in digital marketing that runs the whole gambit of experiences and things that we do in marketing. So the first notable thing that ChatGPT can really do for digital marketers, and I think this is actually kind of clever, is it can really, in an efficient way, do the research and initial planning on different topics. Search Engine Journal actually wrote a cool article on this, and they were using a ChatGPT to do research and initial analysis and planning on search engine optimization and different topics related to search engine optimization. So rather than thinking about, okay, like, what can I write about search engine optimization? What do I want to say about SEO? What should be included? They gave some instructions into ChatGPT, and then it started to spit out research. And remember, with ChatGPT, you can build on commands. So you can say, hey, ChatGPT, what is most important about SEO? And it'll tell you, and then it will say, you can type into a command and say, okay, can you give me some sources of information to read about this? And it will. So it makes that research and planning really efficient. Which brings us to the second way that we could be using ChatGPT in marketing, which is tied to number one. It can help with generating content ideas, and especially generating content ideas if you're not an expert. It's very common that people will blog and will write on areas that we're not experts in. ChatGPT can help with that by suggesting those ideas and by kind of feeding in different ideas with the research with some sources. Again, I kind of want to pull that example from Smart Insights and their blog when they wrote about this, where they got ChatGPT to teach them what goes into a digital marketing strategy, what is an example, and that formed a whole blog that they ended up writing. Next, and we've kind of danced around this, I kind of actually said it, but ChatGPT can explicitly give you content ideas. You can say, hey, ChatGPT, tell me some topics around biomedical engineering in Southern America, and it will give you a list of topics. It will actually start to come up with ideas for you. Next, another common way that ChatGPT is being used in digital marketing is it's writing first drafts of copy, and in particular, copy for ads and mass ads. It's far more efficient than thinking about an idea and then typing it out and then reiterating for different ads. ChatGPT and digital marketers are using ChatGPT to write different ads and to write different iterations of ads and different forms of copy. Final main way that ChatGPT is being used in digital marketing, and this is the one that I think is the coolest. I know so little about it because I'm not a techie person, but it is super cool. ChatGPT is talking to other chat bots and other programs, teaching them how to speak in a more human language. Something that makes ChatGPT really unique is it's not perfect, and we're going to talk about that in the limitations, but is ChatGPT's ability to sound like a human when writing, to actually have voice and tone. We've been using chatbots for years, especially in customer service through social media, but the problem is a lot of those chatbots aren't human, or they rely on users clicking on a command or a statement. ChatGPT doesn't always need that. So, and there were some case studies that were frankly a little bit over my head, but basically it can be set up where ChatGPT will just talk to a chatbot and they'll talk to each other, and the chatbot will learn from ChatGPT. But then that's a good time for us to talk about limitations of ChatGPT in digital marketing. ChatGPT also has some very notable limitations, and I really see these as a digital marketer who oversees other digital marketers, and as a teacher. Number one, it lacks specificity and application in almost every way possible. It technically does have a human voice and tone, but it lacks any specific voice or tone. It lacks specific keywords. It lacks also applicability to whatever you need it to. I have run ChatGPT and experiments on it where I got it to create content for me to create lessons and experimented on it with students, and every single time it was never fully able to apply concepts and apply writing the way we need to, that makes our clients happy and makes consumers happy. So it lacks specificity. That's a big problem. Number two, and this is actually probably the biggest problem and limitation, it still seriously requires human intervention for a few different reasons. Number one, like point number one that I said, it lacks specificity, it lacks application and a human tone, and a unique and custom tone. So you have to insert that. But then also, and again, I discussed this in my video with ChatGPT in education, it doesn't always pull accurate information. Remember, the engineers have programmed it to scour the whole public internet and use whatever it can find. And engineers have even admitted that they're not fully sure how ChatGPT decides to pull the information that it does and what information it's always pulling. So it doesn't always give accurate sources. Even though you can ask it for sources of information, it won't always tell you, and it won't always tell you accurately what information it has pulled. So you may ask for, for example, research on biomedical engineering in South America, and it may pull up just like fake articles or research articles or writing that has been debunked. So you have to be really careful about the sources of where it's pulling things and whether or not that's accurate. All of that requires human intervention. Number three, this is also a notable limitation. ChatGPT does not account well for current events. Because, and again, this also comes down to like the engineers not fully understanding how ChatGPT is pulling information, where it's pulling information from. But in a few different studies, and I remember reading about this in both Search Engine Journal and Forbes, they both commented that ChatGPT isn't pulling current events, and it's not integrating knowledge from current events, which is a problem in the age of information when information flies very quickly. And then finally, and this is a problem in education, it's a problem in digital marketing, it's a problem across the board, but ChatGPT has biases, and biases can lead to problems. One interesting case study, some engineers asked the bot and asked ChatGPT to write a story in one author's particular style. That author writes really grim and sad endings. There's no happy endings, but ChatGPT still wrote in a happy ending because out of all the information it had pulled and everything it had learned that stories should have happy endings. So it had a bias towards that, and it went against, that bias acted against the command it was given. Likewise, another one that we see it when we apply this to art, ChatGPT has a bias to draw white people and almost no people of color. But when it does draw people of color and creates art with people of color, those people are often villains. They're often overweight. They're often drinking or smoking or doing things that are associated with negative behaviors. It has biases that are racist and that are harmful, and you have to watch out for that in marketing. So there's the quick and dirty on ChatGPT. You can use it to do research, to come up with ideas, to start drafting your writing, which I think is actually really smart and really clever. It makes the beginning stages, which are often the most painful in marketing, more efficient. But again, the problem is it requires that human intervention. You've got to know what you're looking at and be able to review it. Comment and let me know, what are your thoughts on using artificial intelligence to create marketing materials? And as always, be sure to like and subscribe for all things digital marketing, training, and speaking. Thanks, friends. We'll chat soon. Bye for now.